And we're back. As you can see, I have lights again. Everything is once again up and running thanks to the extensive backups you get in Home Assistant full backups. Luckily, I managed to dig an SSD out of the man drawers behind me that has been in there for years and get Proxmox installed, which would sound simple, but I've never actually done it before. I was donated this server by a friend. Shout out to Simon from Dedicated Programs for that one, as one of my wedding presents. He was a huge help to me today in getting me guided through reinstalling Proxmox with the limited hardware I had laying around on an SSD and a USB stick, which I've also not had to use for years. And once I'd done that, getting the Home Assistant OS installed as a VM and then restoring from the backup, which was a relatively smooth process, even smoother than the last time that I had to do it when I was migrating to this server. Then I made some of my own stupid mistakes, not plugging in an Ethernet cable and wondering why it wasn't getting an IP. I had to convince Proxmox it was allowed to install containers on the local storage before it would then install my scripted server again. So I'm finally back to square one where I started this morning, and I even managed to catch up to all of the changes that I made in the last few days to Home Assistant, which were plentiful. I never noticed how much I do in a single day on my Home Assistant, but I didn't have a couple of days backups because I'm guessing the drive was failing and the backups were failing or something. For whatever reason, I didn't have backups in the last 3 nights. So the first was my first available backup. So I'd done a lot in a couple of days apparently. So finally, back to square one, all working again. Home is where the smart is, once again.